Well, new details are emerging about the gunman who opened fire at the Trump rally last Saturday in Pennsylvania. Investigators are combing through his internet activity in the days and weeks leading up to the shooting. Officials say he researched the arrest of a Michigan school shooter and the prosecution of his parents in 2021. He also looked up how to build explosives. A U.S. official says one emerging theory by investigators is that he was looking to carry out a mass shooting and the Trump event offered him a ready opportunity. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secret Service is slamming claims that female agents were incapable of protecting Trump. After Saturday's shooting, some right-wing media personalities and lawmakers are blaming them for security failures at the rally. The agency calls the criticism baseless and disgusting. Let's bring in CNN's Hadas Gold. And Hadas, it's Friday, but I have to say in the hours after the shooting on Saturday, you started seeing some of this sentiment being shared online and on social media as well. I guess it's only grown in the days after.
Yeah, listen, diversity initiatives have become almost like a slur in right-wing circles, especially in right-wing media. They've blamed diversity initiatives for everything from the Baltimore Bridge collapse to safety issues in airliners. And their latest target is this assassination attempt of the former president. They've blamed both the female Secret Service agents who were on stage with him and also the female director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle, who's the second woman to hold the job. For the women on stage, they say that they couldn't possibly protect somebody like the former president because they're physically smaller than him. They've claimed that some of them acted unprofessionally in the chaotic aftermath of that. I do have to say I've spoken to a former deputy director of the Secret Service and other law enforcement professionals who have all pushed back on that, saying that all those agents acted very professionally and courageously. And even Eric Trump, the former president's son, said in an interview with CNN's Jake Tapper that these women, specifically the female agents on stage with him, would lay down their lives for him and called them as courageous as they come. Others have, of course, gone after the Secret Service Director, Kimberly Cheadle. Now, of course, there are major questions for the Secret Service about how this could have possibly happened. But some in the right-wing media sphere are saying that it's Kimberly Cheadle's fault, that she was only hired for the job because she's a woman. They've specifically gone after her initiative to try to get more women into the Secret Service by 2030. But I should note, Cheadle has decades of experience in the Secret Service. She was on Biden's own detail, and then she also led global security for Pepsi, one of the biggest companies in the world. Now, in a statement, the Secret Service has pushed back on these attacks, saying it is an insult to the women of our agency to imply that they are unqualified based on gender. Such baseless assertions undermine the professionalism, dedication, and expertise of our workforce. I want to note, I spoke to the former deputy director of the Secret Service, Barbara Riggs, and she pushed back on these, saying that they are absolutely baseless and outrageous. She said somebody like Kimberly Cheadle does not just get this job as a token. And one thing that was really important that she noted about the importance of diversity in the Secret Service. First of all, women have been in the force since the 1970s. And Barbara Riggs, she pointed out that having a diverse agency is so important because when you're somebody from a different background or a different gender, you see things differently. You can take in, possible threats differently than another agent, and that is exactly what you need when you're trying to protect somebody. Bianna?
Yeah, and it's worth noting that while members of the Trump family perhaps have been criticizing leadership at the Secret Service, you've had people like Eric Trump the past few days vigorously really defending some of those female agents that had defended him throughout the years as well. Hadas Gold, thank you so much.
Nearly a week after the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, we have new insights into the gunman's online trail. Investigators say Thomas Crooks looked up information on Michigan high school shooter Ethan Crumbley and his parents and checked out websites detailing how to build explosives. Plus, moments before firing his AR-style weapon, he took a screenshot on his phone of the Trump rally live stream. From Crooks's car, investigators recovered rudimentary explosive devices, a drone, a bulletproof vest, and additional magazines for his weapon. Let's get straight to retired Secret Service agent Robert McDonald for more insight. Robert, great to see you. We are learning just in the last several minutes that the Secret Service Director, Kimberly Cheadle, will appear before the House Oversight Committee on Monday. The spokesman for the Secret Service saying that just a few moments ago. You think that's a good idea?
Good morning, Jim. Great to be with you. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think the Secret Service needs to get its messaging out and be able to be ready to answer some very tough questions, which I don't think we've been answered so far. We've got a couple of components here. We've got the failures of the protective advance that allowed to the shooting. We have the pretty good response of the shift in and around the immediate vicinity of the former president. And now we've got the aftermath and the whys and wherefores of how this happened and how we prevent it from happening again. So I'm hoping that they're working on getting all those answers and getting them ready before the testimony on Monday.
And I know as part of the Secret Service's work that you sometimes pay visits to people who are making threatening comments about the president, might be a threat to the president, and so on. I'm curious what you think of this new information that is coming in that that this shooter, this gunman, last Saturday was doing searches of the Michigan school shooter before this attack. Obviously, that's not something that the Secret Service would pick up on. But I think it's a pretty interesting clue as to what was going on. What do you think of that?
No, you're absolutely right. The Secret Service takes those type of things very seriously. And when information is brought to their attention before a protective visit or just in the course of a regular day, the Secret Service physically goes out and visits those people to find out what's going on. Are they having some mental health issues? Are they off their medications? Do they have incredible hatred towards the protectee? We take intelligence and the intelligence response very, very seriously, and again, want to build all of those things into our protective advance mechanism that goes into place for any of these visits.
And in your view, Robert, I know you weren't there, and obviously you don't want to Monday morning quarterback folks, but I mean, what went so wrong with bystanders alerting officers about a man perched on top of the roof and that information not getting to the Secret Service in time to stop this from happening? I mean, I've covered a lot of rallies over the years. That just seems like a complete breakdown of some sort.
Without question. And, you know, there are mechanisms in place, as you know, having been around us for a long time, of message passing between agencies. There are mechanisms through the command post where real-time information can be passed from one agency to another so that things can be checked out. There's some serious questions here on why that information did not get to where it should have, or why it didn't get in a more timely fashion. Again, more questions seem to be coming out as we get more and more information from witnesses, from police officers who are on the scene. Again, very troubling as to why this happened, that a 20-year-old young man was able to get on that roof in a 150-yard shot and hit the former president. And we don't want to forget the fact that we lost the life of a person that was attending that event, and two people have gotten injured. So a lot of factors here, again, that the Secret Service needs to take responsibility for the implementation of this security plan at that location.
And when you hear about what investigators found in the shooter's car, this rudimentary explosive device, a drone, among other things, it just sounds like there were you know, red flags that were missed.
Again, as you said, not to Monday morning quarterback, but as we peel back the onion here, there do seem to be a number of blips on the screen that should have potentially allowed for some other actions or other interactions or other surveillance on this young man. This could have been a whole lot worse than it was. It was bad enough, but this could be a whole lot worse than it was, and we could be having a whole different conversation right now if other factors were allowed to play out.
All right, Robert McDonald, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate those insights. That was terrific. Really appreciate it. Thank you.